let's turn to the high point of our consumerism. Let me take a drink. It's still, some of it, Starbucks coffee. I'm regularly drinking it, I must admit it. But are we aware that when we buy a cappuccino from Starbucks, we also buy quite a lot of ideology? Which ideology? You know, when you enter a Starbucks store, it's usually always displayed in some posters their message, which is, yes, our cappuccino is more expensive than others, but, and then comes the story. We give 1% of all our income to some Guatemala children to keep them healthy, for the water supply for some Sahara farmers, or to save the forests, to enable organic growing on coffee, whatever, whatever. Now, I admire the ingenuity of this solution. In the old days of pure, simple consumerism, you bought a product and then you felt bad. My God, I'm just a consumerist while people are starving in Africa. So the idea was you had to do something to counteract your pure destructive consumerism. For example, I don't know, you contribute to charity and so on. What Starbucks enables you is to be a consumerist and be a consumerist without any bad conscience, because the price for the countermeasure for fighting consumerism is already included into the price of a commodity. Like, you pay a little bit more and you are not just a consumerist, but you do also your duty towards environment, the poor, starving people in Africa, and so on and so on. It's, I think, the ultimate form of consumerism. We should not simply oppose a principled life dedicated to duty and enjoying our small pleasures. Let's take today's capitalism. We have, on the one hand, the demands of the circulation of the capital, which push us towards profit-making, expansion, exploitation and destruction of nature, and on the other hand, ecological demands. Let's think about our posterity and about our own survival. Let's take care of nature, and so on. In this opposition between ruthless pursuit of capitalist expansion and ecological awareness, duty, a strange, perverted duty, of course, duty is on the side of capitalism, as many perspicuous analysts noted. Capitalism has a strange religious structure. It is propelled by this absolute demand. Capital has to circulate, to reproduce itself, to expand, to multiply itself, and for this goal, anything can be sacrificed, up to our lives, up to nature, and so on. Here we have a strange unconditional injunction. And a true capitalist is a miser who is ready to sacrifice everything for this perverted duty.
What we see here in Mojave Desert, at this resting place for abandoned planes, is the other side of capitalist dynamics. Capitalism is all the time in crisis. This is precisely why it appears almost indestructible. Crisis is not its obstacle. It is what pushes it forwards towards permanent self-revolutionizing, permanent extended self-reproduction. Always new products. The other invisible side of it is waste. Tremendous amount of waste. We shouldn't react to these heaps of waste by trying to somehow get rid of it. Maybe the first thing to do is to accept this waste, to accept that there are things out there which serve nothing. To break out of this eternal cycle of functioning. The German philosopher Walter Benjamin said something very deep. He said that we experience history. What does it mean for us to be historical beings? Not when we are engaged in things, when things move. Only when we see this, again, rest, waste of culture being half retaken by nature, at that point we get an intuition of what history means. Maybe this also accounts for the redemptive value of post-catastrophic movies, like I Am Legend and so on. We see the devastated human environment, half-empty factories, machines falling apart, half-empty stores. What we experience at this moment, the psychoanalytic term for it would have been the inertia of the real, this mute presence beyond meaning. What moments like confronting plains here in Mojave Desert bring to us is maybe a chance for an authentic passive experience. Maybe without this properly artistic moment of authentic passivity, nothing new can emerge. Maybe something new only emerges through the failure, the suspension of proper functioning of the existing network of our life work, where we are. Maybe this is what we need more than ever today.